Hello everyone, I hope that you guys are having a great day. Oh, hummingbirds just flew above my head there, a couple of them. Been snowing up here in the Pacific Northwest for the past couple of days, and I thought this was a perfect time to show you how to winter sow if you haven't done it yet. So we normally start our seeds indoors, right? And then we harden them off outdoors when the weather warms up. So that way they are acclimated to the outdoor conditions. Now with winter sowing, you pretty much sow them outside, but you want to contain them. You can use a juice bottle, a plastic juice bottle, or milk gallons. So what you want to do is cut them in half, but you want to keep it intact. And that way you can open it to fill it up with the soil and then your seeds and your plant label. And when you get your soil, your seeds, and your plant marker in there, make sure to tape up your containers. That way little critters don't get in there. And you don't want to put a lid or a cap back on. You want to keep the hole just like that open up, so that way the moisture can get into your bottle and help with the germination process as soon as the weather warms up. And just make sure to place them somewhere where the containers will get at least 6 hours of sun or full sun. So I already put one together, and that little piece of brown paper towel right there, I usually put them in the bottom of my container, especially if I'm sowing indoors, so that way the dirt doesn't come out of the holes and gets on the kitchen counter, because that's where I usually do my seed sowing. But anyways, so you'll want to pre-moisten your soil, and I did add about 20% of worm castings to my seedling starter mix. So now I've got one prepared here with a milk jug. So let me tilt the camera so you can see. So you always want to pre-moisten your seed starter mix. And to tell if there's enough moisture in there, you can squeeze a handful. And if it takes shape just like that, that contains enough moisture. But you don't want to squeeze water out from it, just like a wrung out paper towel. So you want to fill up your containers at least a third of the way or even halfway. And tamp it down so the soil can settle. And you can take your popsicle stick and just kind of make small indents in the soil, so about 1/4 inch deep. So seed depth should be at least 2 to 3 times the width of your seeds. Now tomato seeds are pretty tiny, so again I am just burying them at least 1/8 to 1/4 inch deep. So and I'm putting 2 seeds per each little planting hole. This will increase my germination rate in case some of the seeds do not sprout. Then we'll just use the popsicle stick to put the soil over the seeds. Place our label inside. Now let's get these containers down in the garden. So I'm placing the containers right here on this freestanding garden bed. Keeps coming off. So this area gets about 8 hours of daylight, sometimes longer, especially in the summer months. So that's it. So we'll just sit back and wait till springtime. Now, by the time the seedlings get their 3rd set of true leaves, go ahead and transplant them into bigger containers. Or you can directly plant them into the garden. No need to harden them off. This is what's so great about winter sowing, is that you skip that step. And also, if you don't have enough room in the house to start seed indoors, you can just winter sow them like I do. So also last year I actually winter sowed my tomatoes and the 1,000 head kale that I featured in a video about a week ago, and they did just fine. They adapted to the outdoor conditions, and they actually turned out to be very strong and prolific plants. So I hope that you guys found this tip helpful. Let me know if you're winter sowing and what you are planning on growing. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone, and I'll see you on the next video. When I head inside, it is getting pretty chilly out here. Happy gardening!